Next on our showcase is someone who wasn't born into this family, but has put in the time and more than earned her spot. She's always happy to leave haters in the rear view, and when she enters the room, you will undoubtedly feel the glow. Of course, I'm talking about Naomi, who many of you may know has reigned as Jimmy Uso's wife and queen for over 10 years. There's the old saying that behind every good man is an even better woman, and this could not
championship match here. Bayley versus Naomi, SmackDown Women's Championship on the line.
So much of Naomi's career has been predicated on making history, and tonight she has the opportunity to make even more history. And Naomi's got plenty of momentum coming into this match and is feeling mighty confident herself.
We've said it time and time again. Naomi may be the most athletic woman we've ever seen compete here in WWE.
Yeah, Naomi wants to depend on athletic maneuvers, while Bayley wants to be more methodical and fight a more classic wrestling style.
Leg drop! Momentum is really on Naomi's side.
And Naomi continues to somehow have Bayley's number here.
Naomi put a stop to that.
Naomi finds her target with that one. The challenger is fully aware of what it takes to become a champion.
The challenger is going for it. She overcomes the pinfall attempt.
She's still got a lot of stamina left.
From the middle rope. Oh, what a splash.
Someone knows that if they want to hold gold at the end of the night, they have to pull out all the stops.
Bayley having every reason to be confident heading into this matchup. But 279 days as champion, Corey, can take a toll on you. Bayley has been carrying an exhausting weight on her shoulder for a long time.
I don't think it's anything Bayley can't handle, Cole. Once you reach the mountaintop, you plant your feet and you hold your ground, no matter how heavy the burden may get.
Naomi had it turned around. She's launched out of the ring. Bayley climbs the turnbuckle.
Up high.
Oh, God, terrible landing on the outside.
Crashing and burning in maybe the worst way possible.
Oh, to the arm. Terrible.
Naomi isn't feeling intimidated by the moment.
Ouch. And Naomi has been quick to take to social media lately, reminding everybody that Bayley has never beaten her one-on-one.
Yeah, not so subtle reminder to Bayley, who has been very insulting, very humiliating to a lot of people in WWE. And that attitude is why Naomi wants to dethrone Bayley, take the SmackDown Women's Championship away from her, and maybe humble Bayley a little bit. Turns that away.
Clothesline. Good Lord, so effective. Bam! She flipped that attack around. Oof.
What a kick.
Oh, strikes with a kick. Leg drop. All measured up.
Drop kick to the back.
Naomi has tested her mettle in recent weeks, as the road to this championship opportunity was a difficult one. Needed to defeat former SmackDown Women's Champion Carmella. We know Naomi has a heavy desire to become a 3-time Women's Champion.
Other superstars say they want the title. Naomi has said she
sky high.
The cross connects. The champ is willing to gamble big here, putting it all on the line to keep the title. Not even a near fall there. Bayley from the top.
Crash landing. Monkey flip.
Oh, for the title.
The champion with his shoulder up before 2.
Those 1 counts getting harder and harder to kick out of. She gets around the attack. Implanted by the DDT. Really just laying it in. Taking out the legs, taking out the ability to create separation.
And retaliates with a counter. Bang!
Wrist clutch applied, and now a series of stomps and kicks. Those strikes were a sign from the challenger, a message that says, I want that title so badly, I can practically taste it.
From the middle rope. Oh, what a splash! More offense like that, and we could be looking at a new champ. Splash!
What impact!
We have a pin for the title. And referee cuts off the count at 1.
This match continues on. Oh, target acquired and destroyed. An elusive Bayley there. Backbreaking reversal.
Cover to be crowned champion. The champion with a quick shoulder up.
We are this far into the match. Where is this energy coming from? Ooh! Got out of there at the perfect time.
Uh-oh, fielded low! There it is.
It is, it's locked in.
She's in trouble. How much more can she endure? How much more does she have left?
Putting on a fight.
A couple of knees and then another one, and that'll force the break. Bayley could be thinking about the end.
Did the champ just close this out?
And right into the cover.
Might end this. You gotta be kidding me. Everyone here is in shock.
And stories painted on Bayley's face. She thought she had the pinfall. Now she doesn't know what to believe.
Bayley and Naomi both worn down, both exhausted. But this is about winning. This is about being the better woman in the history books. And Naomi is looking to put Bayley away, looking to finish things.
And completely missed the mark.
Talk about a jumping nothing. A real miscalculation on their part.
And now gets tossed into the ring.
What a shot. She turns that attack away. Naomi showing her instinct.
Quick thinking from Naomi. Quicker than Naomi there.
Averting danger with an elbow to the stomach. Bang! Ooh. And that's a stiff shot to the body. And her torso really looks to be the big target here. This might be it.
Now we did it! We have a new champion!
Here is your winner, and the new SmackDown Women's Champion, Naomi!
Bayley's stranglehold on the SmackDown Women's Championship has ended. The Glow era has begun. Bayley was as aggressive in this match as she's ever been, but Naomi...
Ladies and gentlemen, if it weren't for the next 2 superstars in our showcase, none of this would be possible. Because without Atha and Sika, without the Wild Samoans, there truly is no dynasty. While it was their father who made the blood oath with High Chief Peter Maivia. It was Afa and Sika who built the family up, training generations of relatives, all with the single goal of becoming the best professional wrestler on the face of the planet. And while the two would together be WWE Hall of Famers, based solely on their work as trainers and cultivators of the next generation, their in-ring successes only add to their immortality. Afa and Sika formed WWE's most dominant tag team of the early 1980s, fighting their way to the WWE Tag Team Championship on 3 separate occasions. Opponents were often defeated before the bell even rang to start the match, falling victim to the aura and the intimidation factor of having to step into the ring with the Wild Samoans. Accompanied by Captain Lou Albano, the trio formed a masterful group that was able to take all opponents off their game, be it through Albano's devious schemes or the overpowering nature of the Wild Samoans. WWE had never dealt with a team so primal, turning each match into a battle of survival. Most feared, the deadly Samoan drop, a move that has been imitated by many, but duplicated only by a chosen few.
There they are, the Wild Samoans.
These are immigrants coming from the island, trying to figure it out, trying to find a way. I couldn't imagine being these men. I couldn't imagine taking on these responsibilities of setting the tone in a whole new country. And then trying to break into entertainment on top of that. But they made it work. And that's what we are. We're workers. We make it work.
These tribal elders set the standard for all of their descendants to not only follow, but they also taught their descendants how to surpass it. So beloved were the two that perhaps no moment holds more significance to your tribal chief, Roman Reigns, than when he was presented the Ula Fala by his father Sika and Uncle Afa after the 2020 Hell in a Cell event. You see, it was their acknowledgement that gave Roman Reigns the unshakable confidence to continue his journey to becoming the greatest of all time.
The utmost respect, love, and gratitude for those men. Because if my father and uncle don't do what they do, we're not here.
We now humbly present to you the honor of walking in the famed footsteps of the Wild Samoans, finding a tag team in WWE's long and storied history that we felt would test the Wild Samoans was not an easy task. But then, a thought came to your wise man. Why not give the audience exactly what they want? Why not put the Wild Samoans against one of the greatest tag teams of all time? Why not present Afa, Sika, the Wild Samoans versus Bubba Ray and Devon, the Dudley Boys? And if we're going to go that far, let's do it in a tables match. Showcase that savage brutality that made both teams the eternal legends we know them to be. No pinfalls, no submissions, no rules, Just be the team that avoids being put through the table, and you will emerge victorious. And with these 4 men, you better believe that things are going to get extreme.
And here they come. Bubba Ray and Devon are ready for a fight.
That's just what they'll get from Sika, and then some.
The following contest is a tag team tables match. And at a combined weight of 603 pounds, Bubba Ray and Devon, the Dudley Boys.
It takes a strong brotherly bond to agree to go into battle against the Wild Samoans, but that's exactly what Bubba Ray and Devon have.
I have a strong feeling this match isn't going to be for the faint of heart.
Well, look, the Dudley Boys may not be all there in the head, but they're easily the most highly decorated tag team in pro wrestling history. They've beaten the best, they've beaten the toughest, and they're ready to come in and beat the wildest tonight.
Both the Dudley Boys and the Wild Samoans are coming into this tables match with something to prove. Who's the best tag team of all time? Who's the more cohesive, brotherly unit?
Who's more savage? Who's more extreme? Gentlemen, we are moments away from finding out the answers to these questions once and for all.
Guys, this is going to be a great one. You can feel the electricity already.
I feel the excitement and some fear, too.
Accompanied by Captain Lou Albano and a combined weight of 645 pounds. Alpha and Sika, the Wild Samoans.
This tables match might be a dream match for many, but for both the Wild Samoans and the Dudley Boys, this is about to be one team's greatest nightmare.
Sika clearly not looking to back down here.
The Dudleys can certainly handle their own, but they've never faced anyone or anything like the Wild Samoans.
Those mean looks on both Alpha and Sika's faces, I'll tell you, they're out for blood. And the Dudleys are about to walk right into the lion's den.
Here's the battle, and it's the Wild Samoans, Alpha and Sika.
Sleeper hold cinched in deep.
And breaks out of the sleeper.
Oh, headbutt right to the shoulder.
That's usually noggin.
Corey, the Wild Samoans are about as tough and mean as they come, a very physical duo, and we've seen how they use their heads, almost like a concrete weapon.
Yeah, they don't need much flash. They're just a formidable ground and pound team. If they lack in offensive creativity, they make up for it in blunt force trauma. And nothing packs more blunt force trauma than an Alpha or Sika headbutt. Ooh, walloped by a huge club.
Being carried around now. Brutal escape as that maneuver was taking just too long to materialize. Corey, I've got to know, what can the Wild Samoans do to get the advantage in this tables match? After all, this is the Dudley Boys match, the match they put on the map, the match they're synonymous with.
Well, maybe the Wild Samoans have to be a little less wild, Cole. They still need to brutalize their opponents because that's what they do best. But the last thing Alpha and Sika want to do is rush head first into a table. After all, that's exactly how you lose.
A very ferocious demeanor emanates from the Wild Samoans. Like they're part of a pack of untamed beasts.
Taking flight!
Splash!
I don't care how much you train, you can't prepare for a commercial airline to come crashing down on you like that.
Counter with a stiff headbutt. Looks like he has something planned with his table, guys.
Oh, no!
And here he is, heading back into the ring. He's setting this table up, and guys, someone's about to have a really bad night.
Oh my gosh, what impact! Got the leg and drops the elbow. The legs are a base that you do not want to lose.
Chopping down the tree at the base here. And we can harp on how this match was something almost tailor-built by the Dudley Boys. With a famous series of TLC matches they've had, the Dudleys have become synonymous with the T, TLC.
And that didn't stand for tender, Cole. It means tables, and it means lots of them. Yeah, and if Bubba Ray and Devon can get the Wild Samoans to a table tonight, it will really add to the Dudley Boys' legacy even further. Popped up into the Samoan drop. Incredible. The Wild Samoans just completely wrecking the Dudley Boys in there. Boom, what a right. Gosh. Samoans just took a bumpy trip to Dudleyville. Oh, runs right into the table.
I can't begin to imagine what he's got planned here, guys.
Maybe it's a yard sale. Tremendous impact. Skull-crushing headbutt.
Hava and Sika, both individuals that compete barefooted. Let's take off. Crashing to the floor.
I don't care who you are. You're not the same after suffering a crash landing like that.
Hava facing a bit of a roadblock there.
Yeah, that's the kind of offense that opens people's eyes to Bubba Ray. Oh! Catches the kick.
Dragon screw. Driven into the barricade.
Ooh, man!
And Bubba is countered. I can't see this fight going much deeper.
This could be the defining moment of this to the sky. Steering clear there. Bubba Ray.
Bomb!
Vice-like grip on the trapeze. Bubba Ray executing the plan.
Cover by Bubba Ray.
That was the Dudley Boys showing the Wild Samoans what tag team wrestling is all about.
Tremendous pressure being applied in this head crank. Ooh, Devon has his mark.
He's reaching under the ring for anything used. Devon with a kick to the guts. Turns his opponent around.
And there is saving grace. Can Devon end this? Good golly, driven directly into the steel stairs.
He has to be in a world of hurt here.
They have tried their hardest to avoid damage, but I think the table might be coming into play sooner rather than later.
Target locked in. He knows it's that time. Take off.
You gotta be kidding me.
That was just incredible hang time.
Was willing to take the high risk to the outside, and it paid off big time.
Popped up into the Samoan drop. Incredible.
Alpha and Sika might have just shown us the prelude to the Dudley's demise.
Boom.
What now?
That's what?
Here it is. Accolade. The accolade. Popped up.
Slides out the back door. He's free.
Can Devon recover from that? Oh, my. Holding the table with surprising accuracy.
And we're witnessing two titans of the tag team game absolutely destroying each other here.
The Wild Samoans and the Dudley Boys battling for supremacy, battling to get... And look at this now, yes, applying the submission hold.
Targeting the shoulder with the claw. Locked in deep, and he's in... Escape and a takedown.
He comes in under the ropes down. Diving hammer strike. The Dudley Boys came in tonight knowing they had to turn up the dial. Had to match Alpha and Sika's level of aggression. Bubba Ray and Devon know they have to be extreme as they can be.
Yeah, but what the Dudley...
Fires back with a crucial left.
He wants it one more time.
Cover by Bubba Ray.
Bubba could take this one. He's doing
some dangerous redecorating. I think the table really ties it all together. No one ever thought we'd see the Wild Samoans and the Dudley Boys go head-to-head like this. And now that they are, it's exceeded expectations. This capacity crowd on their feet, losing their minds over tag team excellence in a chaotic package. Punch lands.
Setting up for something here. And the Dudley Boys ride the kings of the tables match.
Here are your winners, Wwe
Here's the battle, and it's the Wild Samoans, Alpha and Sika, taking on Devon and Wwe Dudley, the Dudley Boys.
Two sets of brothers, two sets of absolute madmen, ready to get the tables and get downright savage. Bringing a new definition to the term sibling rivalry. This one will get extremely physical.
Corey, the Wild Samoans are about as tough and mean as they come, a very physical duo, and we've seen how they use their heads, almost like a concrete weapon.
Yeah, they don't need much flash. They're just a formidable ground and pound team. But they lack in offensive creativity. They make up for it in blunt force trauma. And nothing packs more blunt force trauma than an Alpha or Sika headbutt.
Devon has to avoid that kind of offense if he wants to be in this match.
Alpha coming at him with incredible intensity.
Corey, I've got to know, what can the Wild Samoans do to get the advantage in this tables match? After all, this is the Dudley Boys match, the match they put on the map, the match they're synonymous with.
Maybe the Wild Samoans have to be a little less violent. They still need to brutalize their opponents because that's what they do best. But the last thing Alpha and Sika want to do is rush head first into a table. After all, that's exactly how you lose. And face first, flapjack.
And we can harp on how this match was something almost tailor-built by the Dudley Boys. With a famous series of TLC matches they've had, the Dudleys have become synonymous with the team, TLC.
And that didn't stand for tender, Cole. It means tables, and it means lots of them. Yeah, and if Bubba Ray and Devon can get the Wild Samoans to a table tonight, it will really add to the Dudley Boys' legacy even further. So ruthless.
Looks like he has something planned with this table, guys.
I don't want to know.
Looks like he's coming back in. He's not in a good spot here, guys.
Oh! Look at this.
Oh, from the rope.
A very ferocious demeanor emanates from the Wild Samoans. Like they're part of a pack of untamed beasts. I really wonder what it would take for the Dudley Boys to have control of them.
Maybe they'll take a sledgehammer? A truck?
From the top, through the air, it connects! They got all of that, just taking flight and soaring through the sky.
And Bubba is a bit staggered after that attack.
Yeah, Alpha put a little extra oomph into that one, able to slip away. Devon, onto the podium, saving grace. That was the Dudley Boys showing the Wild Samoans what tag team wrestling is all about. Oh, man, he is fired up now. Ooh, whoa.
And the Wild Samoans always have that gaze in their eyes that
We're about to see.
and the Dudley Boys remain the kings of the tables match.
Ooh.
Here are your winners, Wwe.
Here's the battle, and it's the Wild Samoans, Alpha and Sika, taking on Devon and Wwe Dudley, the Dudley Boys.
Two sets of brothers, two sets of absolute madmen, ready to get the tables and get downright savage. Bringing a new definition to the term sibling rivalry. This one will get extremely physical.
Carried in a jeopardizing position here.
Short jab. Just raining down those shots to the back of the neck. Just a beat down.
And the Wild Samoans always have that gaze in their eyes, that look that makes you question their understanding of their surroundings.
Yeah, and I have to wonder if Alpha and Sika are even aware of what the tables are for. I'm afraid they'll just keep on dishing out punishment, expecting a bell to eventually ring.
Corey, I've got to know, what can the Wild Samoans do to get the advantage in this tables match? After all, this is the Dudley Boys match, the match they put on the map, the match they're synonymous with.
Well, maybe the Wild Samoans have to be a little less wild, Cole. They still need to brutalize their opponents because that's what they do best. But the last thing Alpha and Sika want to do is rush head first into a table. After all, that's exactly how you lose. Face first. Oh, uncorked a big punch.
Alpha and Sika, both individuals that compete barefooted. Not something common of most wrestlers, Corey, but it is actually very customary in the Samoan wrestling heritage.
It's how they train. It's how they live in the Isle of Samoa. And no one delays a fight just to put some boots on. Samoans are ready for battle at the drop of a hat. Clearing off our desk. What could be the thought process here?
I don't think it's anything good.
I don't know if it's anything I can watch. Oh, no, they're coming this way.
That blow might be a test of Bubba Ray's toughness.
Yeah, this is the hostility Sika wanted to bring.
Look at this. This can't be good. His body is dealing with a lot of stress here.
So far, this tables match has been just as brutal as we anticipated. A very ferocious demeanor emanates from the Wild Samoans, like they're part of a pack of untamed beasts. I really wonder what it will take for the Dudley Boys to have control of them.
Maybe they'll take a sledgehammer? A truck? They're not human, Byron. You can knock them down, but they'll keep coming back.
Oh, cracking the kendo stick across the head. Boom.
Thunderous slam.
Oh, man, he is more than fired up right now.
Incoming!
Whoa, what a landing!
Alpha knows exactly what he wants to do next.
Here we go.
Now he's got a chance to best Bubba Ray here. The Wild Samoans just come...
Such a peculiar look coming from the Wild Samoans, as if they have no control of their animalistic behavior. And he gets delivered back into the...
Up high!
Look out below!
I can't believe what we just saw.
I can't believe that didn't miss.
Manages to slip out of the way.
As we're set up in the corner of the ring.
Sika turns that around. Turns that back on Alpha. Gets the reversal. What a counter. One step ahead there.
Gets it into the bubble bomb.
And blow after blow being absorbed by the midsection.
That has to make breathing quite difficult.
And we're witnessing two titans of the tag team game absolutely destroying each other here.
The Wild Samoans and the Dudley Boys. Hot dog into the Samoan drop. Incredible.
Alpha and Sika might have just shown us the prelude to the Dudley's demise.
The Dudley Boys came in tonight knowing they had to turn up the dial. Had to match Alpha and Sika. His level of aggression. Bubba Ray and Devon know they have to be extreme as they can be.
Yeah, but what the Dudleys call extreme, the Wild Samoans just call it regular old Tuesday. Alpha and Sika are just a different breed of wrestling. Look, I don't care who you are. You could be King Kong or a kaiju. It's going to be curtains for you if you're on the receiving side of a Wild Samoan headbutt from the top rope. Ooh! Oh!
He's climbing the turnbuckles to the top.
Watch out! Whoa, look out! Completely throwing self-preservation out the window. I don't know how your mind would even think about doing that.
Tossed back into the ring. German suplex.
I still can't get over the look I always see on the Wild Samoans. It's like they have a one... Popped up into the Bubba cutter by Bubba Ray. The Wild Samoans just took a bumpy trip to Dudleyville.
And he slides him back to the mat.
Popped up into the Samoan drop. Incredible. It's all Sika's for the taking. He's going back to the ring. Bubba hits the Bubba cutter. That was the Dudley Boys showing the Wild Samoans what tag team wrestling is all about. No one ever thought we'd see the Wild Samoans and the Dudley Boys go head-to-head like this. And now that they are, it's exceeded expectations. This capacity crowd on their feet, losing their minds over tag team excellence in a chaotic package.
Saw it coming and went. Devon with a kick to the guts. Turns his opponent around.
And there is saving grace. That could be Alpha's demise. He's got a plan for that table, and it does not involve a dinner party. Devon.
Bubba Ray plotting here. Gonna test the Dudley Boys remain the kings of the tables match.
Here are your winners, Bubba Ray.
Here's the bell, and it's the Wild Samoans, Alpha and Sika, taking on Devon and Bubba Ray Dudley, the Dudley Boys.
Two sets of brothers, two sets of absolute madmen, ready to get the tables and get downright savage. Bringing a new definition to the term sibling rivalry. This one will get extremely physical.
And the Wild Samoans always have that gaze in their eyes, that look that makes you question their understanding of their surroundings.
Yeah, and I have to wonder if Alpha and Sika are even aware of what the tables are for. I'm afraid they'll just keep on dishing out punishment, expecting a bell to eventually ring.
Ooh.
Got the leg and elbow to the heart.
Goes without saying, but a leg injury will hamper your ability to do just about anything. Now, these are obviously two juggernaut tag teams clashing, but this is also a match that clearly favors one team over the other. Be honest, Corey, do you think the Wild Samoans really have a chance in this one?
This is the Dudley's wheelhouse, Cole. No team knows more about excelling in a tables match than Devon and Bubba Ray. The Wild Samoans have a lot of unbridled aggression working in their favor, but ultimately, they're up against the Masters.
And we can harp on how this match was something almost tailor-built by the Dudley Boys. With a famous series of TLC matches they've had, the Dudleys have become synonymous with the T in TLC.
And that didn't stand for tender, Cole. It means tables, and it means lots of them. Yeah, if Bubba Ray and Devon can get the Wild Samoans to a table tonight, it will really add to the Dudley Boys' legacy even further.
Many a match has turned on that kind of contact with the apron. This could be a key moment in this contest.
He is determined to fight out of this predicament. Every strike more devastating than the last. Both men now on the apron. This is a scary situation. Are you kidding me? Off the apron. On the top. Good Lord. Taking flight. Took a leap of faith and connected perfectly. This could be just what they needed. Just punishing their opponent. Ooh. Got him up.
Oh. Massive atomic drop. And Sika just got torn down there.
Yeah, this is the hostility Devon Dudley wanted to bring. Grabbing an item from
Let's do it! Up the electric chair, down for the drop.
At this stage, he's endured plenty of big attacks.
The purpose of this match is to soften up your opponent before you inevitably put them through the table. And that's exactly what we're seeing here, Cole.
Boom! Good defense from him.
A very ferocious demeanor emanating from the Wild Samoans. Like they're part of a pack of untamed beasts. I really wonder what it will take for the Dudley Boys to have control of it.
Maybe they'll take a sledgehammer? A truck? They're not human, Byron. You can knock them down, but they'll keep coming back. Oh, great wherewithal there.
Taking a moment to get pumped off of this crowd's incredible energy.
The big elbow.
Shoulder. That's using your noggin.
And Devon didn't find a counter for that. Corey, the Wild Samoans are as tough and mean as they come, a very physical duo, and we've seen how they use their heads, almost like a concrete weapon.
Yeah, they don't need much flash. They're just a formidable ground and pound team. If they lack in offensive creativity, they make up for it in blunt force trauma. And nothing packs more blunt force trauma than an Alpha or Sika headbutt.
He's setting his table up, and guys, someone's about to have a really bad night. I don't know what they're looking for here. And it is Pomeray fighting.
That was the Dudley Boys showing the Wild Samoans what tag team wrestling is all about.
Taken down with a body slam. I don't know how much more damage can be done now.
Or he surely doesn't have much left in him. It's like we're looking at The Walking Dead here.
This is not going to be pretty. Not there. Like that. And the Dudley Boys remain the kings of the tables match.
Here are your winners.
Here's the bell, and it's the Wild Samoans, Alpha and Sika, taking on Devon and Pomeray Dudley, the Dudley Boys.
Two sets of brothers, two sets of absolute madmen, ready to get the tables and get downright savage.
Bringing a new definition to the term sibling rivalry. This one will get extremely physical.
And the Wild Samoans always have that gaze in their eyes, that look that makes you question their understanding of their surroundings.
Yeah, and I have to wonder if Alpha and Sika are even aware of what the tables are for. I'm afraid they'll just keep on dishing out punishment, expecting a bell to eventually ring.
Boom! Corey, I've got to know, what can the Wild Samoans do to get the advantage in this tables match? After all, this is the Dudley Boys match, the match they put on the match they're synonymous with.
Well, maybe the Wild Samoans have to be a little less wild, Cole. They still need to brutalize their opponents because that's what they do best. But the last thing Alpha and Sika want to do is rush head first into a table. After all, that's exactly how you lose.
That's using your head. Corey, the Wild Samoans are about as tough and mean as they come, a very physical duo, and we've seen how they use their heads, almost like a concrete weapon.
Yeah, they don't need much flash. They're just a formidable ground and pound team. If they lack in offensive creativity, they make up for it in blunt force trauma. And nothing packs more blunt force trauma than an Alpha or Sika headbutt.
And he turned it around.
Blast off!
Oh, man. Not a good spot to be in.
Uh-oh, this is going to be ugly, guys. Look out!
Whip back into the ring.
Just getting bounced off the ring post.
He is getting rid of the turn. Devon now has his opponent set up.
And saving grace.
That was the Dudley Boys showing the Wild Samoans what tag team wrestling is all about.
Discus punch. Alpha and Sika, both individuals that compete barefooted. Not something common to most wrestlers, but it is actually very customary in the Samoan wrestling heritage.
It's how they train. It's how they live in the Isle of Samoa. And no one delays a fight just to put some boots on. Samoans are ready for battle at the drop of a hat.
And on that exchange, it looked like Devon lost some focus.
Incoming. Cross landing. Powerbomb.
And that's some nasty offense imposed on Sika.
Bubba Ray might have just made a big opportunity for himself. Clearing off the announce table. This isn't going to end well.
He's headed out to the ringside area. And we can harp on how this match was something almost tailor-built by the Dudley Boys. With a famous series of TLC matches they've had, the Dudleys have become synonymous with the T in TLC.
And that didn't stand for tender, Cole. It means tables, and it means lots of them. Yeah, and if Bubba Ray and Devon can get the Wild Samoans to a table tonight.
And the Dudley Boys remain the kings of the tables match.
Here are your winners, Bubba Ray.
2-on-2 tables match here with the masters of the match, the Dudley Boys, taking on the Wild Samoans.
There's those thoughts in the back of your mind. My brother can beat up your brother. My brother can put your brother through a table faster. Finally, we get to see those thoughts become a reality.
Saxton, I never want to hear about the inner workings of your mind ever again.
I second that, but the Dudley Boys and the Wild Samoans are two teams who also clearly have a few screws loose. This should be intense. And we can harp on how this match was something almost tailor-built by the Dudley Boys. With a famous series of TLC matches they've had, the Dudleys have become synonymous with the T in TLC.
And that didn't stand for tender, Cole. It means tables, and it means lots of them.
Yeah, and if Bubba Ray and Devon can get the Wild Samoans to a table tonight, it will really add to the Dudley Boys' legacy even further.
Now, these are obviously two juggernaut tag teams clashing, but this is also a match that clearly favors one team over the other. Be honest, Corey, do you think the Wild Samoans really have a chance in this one?
Well, this is the Dudleys' wheelhouse, Cole. No team knows more about excelling in a tables match than Devon and Bubba Ray. The Wild Samoans have a lot of unbridled aggression working in their favor, but ultimately, they're up against the Masters.
He is looking to do some serious harm. Corey, the Wild Samoans are about as tough and mean as they come, a very physical duo, and we've seen how they use their heads almost like a concrete weapon.
Yeah, they don't need much flash. They're just a formidable ground and pound team. If they lack in offensive creativity, they make up for it in blunt force trauma. And nothing has more blunt force trauma than an Alpha or Sika headbutt.
He gets into the ring.
Look at this.
Oh, from the rope. And he's leaving the ring for the moment.
Slips away just in time.
And the Wild Samoans always have that gaze in their eyes, that look that makes you question their understanding of their surroundings.
Yeah, and I have to wonder if Alpha and Sika are even aware of what the table before. I'm afraid they'll just keep on dishing out punishment, expecting a bell to eventually ring. What the?
Oh, complete deadlift. This is incredible. Gauntlet suplex.
Talk about intimidation. I'm not sure if it's resilience or stupidity that's going to drive you to try and come back from a move like that.
Oh, whipped into the corner with tremendous force.
Uh-oh.
What's this going to be?
It's going to be bad. It's going to be real bad.
Oh, no, from the center. And Alpha and Sika just beat the Dudley Boys at their own game.
Here are your winners, Alpha and Sika, the Wild Samoans.
And it's the Wild Samoans standing tall, having beat the Dudley Boys at their own game.
Devon and Bubba pushed Alpha and Sika to their limits, but in the end, there was only one way this match could end.
From the very moment he arrived as the enforcer of the bloodline, Solo Sikoa has taken every brutal, savage element of his predecessors and refined them into a near-perfect smashing machine. Even in the year before his arrival, Solo raised eyebrows and garnered buzz while competing in NXT. But nobody could have predicted just how smoothly his transition to the main roster would go. And before I go on any further, let me make one thing perfectly clear. I'm only saying what I'm saying about Solo Sikoa because I am a wise man. I'm a professional. And because I'm being handsomely compensated for my stellar work as your host of the WWE 2K25 showcase. I haven't forgotten what Solo Sikoa and his rogue bloodline did to me. But I also know better than to let personal feelings hinder your professional endeavors. So with that being said, since his arrival at Clash at the Castle in 2022, Solo Sikoa has consistently been involved in WWE's biggest moments and biggest matches. He's been victorious in War Games. He's repeatedly enforced the Bloodline's will to maintain Roman Reigns' status as undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion.
I brought Solo in as an insurance policy. Solo was here to protect me. Solo was here to maintain the Promised Land. He's violent. He's strong. He's fast. He's all those things. And he betrayed me. Any man who would betray me must be a very dangerous man.
Solo defeated John Cena. Solo elected to betray your tribal chief, Roman Reigns, in an attempt to bestow upon himself the title of tribal chief. When I refused to acknowledge Solo as my tribal chief, you are not my tribal. He, Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and Jacob Fatu put me through a table in Madison Square Garden. And that led to opportunities to compete for the undisputed WWE Heavyweight Championship. It's led to more visibility with Solo's rogue bloodline ruling over SmackDown. Every choice Solo made only furthered his standing in WWE. He has the bloodlust of the wild Samoans, the brutality of his cousin Yokozuna, and the single-minded focus of Roman Reigns, all rolled into one. There is no question the future is his for the taking, and that he will be champion many times over, and that he may set records of his own before it's all said and done. Few men have so quickly served notice to all of WWE in the manner that Solo Sikoa has done. Whether you want to acknowledge him or not is irrelevant. One way or another, Solo Sikoa forces you to do just that, or you will suffer severe consequences. One by one, each and every single superstar on the WWE roster is going to find that out. Solo will make sure of it. I, of course, will simply await any and every opportunity for your tribal chief, Roman Reigns, to teach Solo some manners. Until that happens, though, we are taking you back to the one-year anniversary special for NXT 2.0, which saw then North American champion Carmelo Hayes, and indeed, he is him, issue an open challenge. Unfortunately for the future superstar, it was to be answered by Solo Sikoa. And things went as well for Hayes as you can probably guess. Showcase the unrelenting fury that has made Solo Sikoa nearly unstoppable and defeat Carmelo Hayes to earn Solo his first championship victory. It won't be easy against Carmelo, especially when he has Trick Williams watching his back. And if you make one mistake against the champ, he'll take his shot and most likely hit nothing but net.
Here comes the A-Champ.
The following contest scheduled for one fall is for the NXT North American Championship. Accompanied by Trick Williams, he is the NXT North American Champion, Carmelo Hayes.
Mello and Trick looking so pleased with themselves after attacking Wesley.
NXT 2.0 celebrating its first anniversary, all thanks to amazing talent like this man.
Hayes has a look right now. He probably thinks he's getting the night off and another day on his North American title reign.
Well, after what Mello and Trick just did to Wesley, who's going to have the guts to step up and take Lee's place?
What? This place is shaking!
We never thought we'd see Sikoa again.
His opponent from Las Vegas, Nevada, weighing in at 250 pounds, Solo Sikoa!
And Solo is dressed to fight, too. I really didn't think we'd see him again.
We saw him at Clash at the Castle 10 days ago where he cost Drew McIntyre the WWE Universal Championship.
Well, as far as I'm personally concerned, Sikoa isn't welcome around here. Mello needs the night off.
Well, Mello talks about wearing the biggest crown in the WWE, but it's Sikoa who sits at the biggest table in WWE.
Well, he wasn't exactly invited to sit at this table now, was he?
We said to expect the unexpected. Is this title match going to happen?
Now, this is a surprise. Carmelo Hayes seemingly had no challenger for his North American title, but Solo Sikoa just showed up here and said, I got next.
Thank goodness. Mello had an opponent chosen by the NXT Universe as they voted for Wesley. But Mello and Trick brutally attacked Lee backstage. Now we're being spared a Mello-bration and getting a real match.
And I would have never expected Sikoa to show up. He just joined the Bloodline on SmackDown, and now he's in the main event of NXT. Can the Bloodline get even more gold tonight?
Got to be a tough situation for Carmelo Hayes here. He's up against an opponent he could never have planned for.
Oh, but there's a clear strategy, Cole. Solo Sikoa has an injury to his left knee.
The pin for the championship. And the champ kicks out.
He thought he had it.
This is what it's going to take. You have to go all out if you want that title. The champ is pinned. We might have a new champion here. And it's a kick out at one for the defending champion.
Staying in this one.
DDT. Did you see Mello's reaction when Sikoa's music hit? Hayes looked like he saw a ghost.
Solo's been saying he got next for the North American Championship, but that was a long time ago. Mello thought Sikoa was in his rearview mirror.
These two men took part in a triple threat for the North American title back at Spring Break 5 months ago. But they essentially canceled each other out that night, and neither man left with the title. Tonight, we're going to see who the better man is, and it will be the one who leaves with the title.
It takes a certain level of athleticism to pull that off.
Sliced bread.
What a counter! Power slam.
Sikoa gets out of dodge.
Showing words from Carmelo Hayes before this match. Finds the roll-up.
And the A-Champ stays the A-Champ.
Here is your winner!
As we say in WWE, expect the unexpected. We expected Wes Lee to be Carmelo Hayes' opponent here, but instead, we have the surprise return of Solo Sikoa as he's claimed his title opportunity.
Solo Sikoa, fresh off joining the Bloodline, is here. He has answered the call.
As we say in WWE, expect the unexpected. We expected Wes Lee to be Carmelo Hayes' opponent here, but instead, we have the surprise return of Solo Sikoa as he's claimed his title opportunity.
Sends his opponent to the outside of the ring, picking up speed.
You got to imagine that Roman Reigns, the Usos, even Paul Heyman are watching this match closely right now.
Oh, absolutely, Cole. We're talking about the man who has held the WWE undisputed.
As we say in WWE, expect the unexpected. We expected Wes Lee to be Carmelo Hayes' opponent here, but instead, we have the surprise return of Solo Sikoa as he's claimed his title opportunity.
Solo Sikoa, fresh off joining the Bloodline, is here. He has answered the call, and we indeed have an NXT North American title defense tonight for NXT 2.0's one-year celebration.
Showing words from Carmelo Hayes before this match, saying, quote, "Heavy is the head that wears the into the pin. Title on the line."
Oh!
Defiant kick out from the champion.
We'll see if this is the start of a rally. Great ring awareness saved him. Clothesline.
Oh, Sikoa taking command, and Melo is obviously still in shock about this impromptu match.
Solo Sikoa already with the strategic advantage, taking Hayes by surprise and challenging him for the North American title.
And the Street Champ needs to continue to be unpredictable if he wants that championship. He's got two sets of eyes watching his every move, so he needs to outmaneuver both Melo and Trick to succeed.
Let me point out that this is brutally unfair to the A-Champ. He prepared for Wes Lee or a night off. Now he's not getting either? This is ridiculous. The advantage is clearly in the hands of Solo Sikoa, who's had something up his sleeve all night.
Well, you think Melo is regretting the attack on Wes Lee earlier tonight?
Hayes regrets nothing. Don't you dare second-guess the A-Champ, Saxton.
From behind, chop block. Anticipated that.
Oh, taken down in one fell swoop. With the first 48.
Melo didn't miss there. Can he retain?
And right into the pin.
Uh-oh.
And the A-Champ stays the A-Champ.
Here is your winner!
As we say in WWE, expect the unexpected. We expected Wes Lee to be Carmelo Hayes' opponent here, but instead, we have the surprise return.
Rolled up from behind. This could be it. Rope break, rope break.
Oh. Did you see Melo's reaction when Sikoa's music hit? Hayes looked like he saw a ghost.
Solo's been saying he got next for the North American Championship, but that was a long time ago. Melo thought Sikoa was in his rearview mirror.
These two men took part in a triple threat for the North American title back at Spring Break and 5 months ago. But they essentially canceled each other out that night, and neither man left with the title. Tonight, we're going to see who the better man is, and it'll be the one who leaves with the title.
Got to be a tough situation for Carmelo Hayes here. He's up against an opponent he could never have planned for.
Oh, but there's a clear strategy, Cole. Solo Sikoa has an injury to his left knee. Solo had a brutal Falls Count Anywhere match last month here in NXT, and he just faced Drew McIntyre
for the title. New champ. Oh, my. How in the world did he kick out of that?
Doesn't bode well if you still can't get more than a 1 count by now.
Oh, God.
Heading back into the ring now.
Launching. Axe handle from the middle rope.
Took a gamble once, took a gamble again, and hit the jackpot twice.
From the top.
Totally missed that one.
Oh, you can tell he's feeling it now. This fight is pumping him up.
You got to imagine that Roman Reigns, the Usos, even Paul Heyman are watching this match closely right now.
Oh, absolutely, Cole. We're talking about the man who is
looking to seal the deal, guys.
Denied a 2 count there.
He's nowhere near ready to stop fighting yet. Able to slip out of that one. Each athlete finding an answer for everything thrown at them.
And Carmelo gets stifled.
Rearing way back.
There's a Samoan spike.
Makes the
challenger clearing a path. What the? Sikoa is the new champion.
Here is your winner, and new NXT North American Champion, Solo Sikoa!
Solo is your new champion. It is the North American title now going to SmackDown. This has to be the most unpredictable era in WWE.
I ain't doing this one. We can have all the fun we want with these video games and this showcase and these fantasy matchups like Offensica versus Bubba Ray and Diva. I'm not doing shtick about Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. That's a little too volatile. And it's way too personal for Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins came up together in the Shield. And Seth Rollins took it upon himself to disband the Shield by blindsiding Roman Reigns with a chair. At WrestleMania 31, Roman Reigns, in the main event of WrestleMania, was about to win the WWE title when Seth Rollins cashed in Money in the Bank and stole the main event, the match, and the title from Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns lost the undisputed championship after almost 4 years, the greatest title reign of all time, to Cody Rhodes. Not because Cody Rhodes was the better man, but because Seth Rollins was right there. And the seduction, the bloodlust that Roman Reigns had for that moment of revenge was too much for Roman Reigns to give up. And for the first time in Roman Reigns' life, he took his eye off the ball for that much time and smashed Seth Rollins with a chair, the same way Seth did a decade earlier to Roman. And that moment gave Cody Rhodes all he needed to end the most historic title reign in WWE history. I'm supposed to do shtick about Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins for a showcase? I mean, it's smart, because the next time Roman Reigns steps into the ring with Seth Rollins will be the last time Seth Rollins steps into a ring. Next time Roman Reigns gets his hands on Seth Rollins, you won't have your architect anymore. You won't have your visionary anymore. You won't have your revolutionary anymore. You will have your tribal chief, Roman Reigns, but you'll never again have Seth freaking Rollins. Roman Reigns will put an end to Seth Rollins in WWE. And then the only way you'll ever be able to see Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins will be in the WWE 2K25 showcase. Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins from the 2022 Royal Rumble. And that's not a prediction. That's a spoiler.
The big question as we kick off Royal Rumble, will Roman survive tonight?
Well, the man who's walking down the aisle here in front of 44,000 plus is the greatest champion of all time, transcending the business. And tonight, it's personal. For 17 months, Roman Reigns has dominated everyone. And luckily for Roman, he's had a special counsel and his cousins to help him keep cool, keep focused, and concentrate on the business at hand.
Now Paul Heyman is gone, and the Usos are barred from ringside. And without those calming forces, Corey, cracks started to form last night in Roman's armor.
No telling how Roman's going to handle things on his own. It's been years since he competed on his own. But that's the situation we're seeing right now for the Tribal Chief. In recent weeks, Seth Rollins touched on the one thing that Roman Reigns has not been able to get over: the dissolution of the Shield at the hands of Seth Rollins.
Roman Reigns is a loyal man, a family man, and what Seth Rollins did to his family was cowardly in the eyes of the head of the table, the Tribal Chief, the man who is blessed by the gods of sports entertainment.
Corey, on SmackDown last night, we saw one thing that we haven't seen out of Roman Reigns. We saw Roman Reigns lose his cool.
Look at this. Even more mind games from Rollins. As we heard that music pop right there, the Shield, you can't help but have a little nostalgia. You can't help but think back to the glory days of when the Shield would go to town, beating everybody down.
Until that man right there, Seth freaking Rollins, decided to tear it apart.
Seth Rollins says he knows Roman Reigns so well. He knows how to prey on the insecurities of the Universal Champion. He knew there was one thing that Reigns will never get over, and that is that Seth Rollins chose to end the Shield.
The infamous blow to the back of Roman Reigns with a steel chair many years ago, which broke up perhaps the greatest faction in WWE history. Well, tonight, Rollins will use that to get in the head of the champ and win the Universal title.
The following contest, scheduled for one fall, is for the Universal Championship. Introducing the challenger from Davenport, Iowa, weighing in at 217 pounds, Seth freaking Rollins. And his opponent from Pensacola, Florida, weighing in at 265 pounds, he is the Universal Champion, Roman Reigns.
And that title, the WWE Universal Championship, has been in Reigns' possession for a record-breaking 516 days. Can he extend the reign even further tonight? The Royal Rumble Premium Live event kicks off with a match between two former brothers. Roman Reigns in his record 516-day reign as Universal Champion versus Seth Rollins, donned in the old gear that they used to wear in the Shield.
Rollins looks very comfortable in that tactical vest yet again.
But he's even more comfortable inside the head of the tribal chief. We haven't seen Roman with this type of look, this type of confusion in 500-plus days.
Even before Seth put his gear on, he came into this match with a clear-cut advantage.
You're right, Cole. 1 week ago on SmackDown, Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens defeated the Usos. As a result, Jimmy and Jay are barred from ringside.
It was an all-or-nothing move, as Rollins would have lost his title opportunity had that match gone the other way. It just proves that Seth freaking Rollins will take every freaking risk to win.
Seth freaking Rollins has made it extremely personal with Roman Reigns. Years ago when he destroyed the Shield, and again in the lead-up to this match.
And if I'm Roman, I'm taking all that aggression and ending this quickly. Go full force and incapacitate Rollins ASAP, because the longer Reigns fights with all his rage, the more potential he has to make a tactical error.
Gentlemen,
lift off all the way to the outside.
Soaring through the sky and crashing onto their opponent.
And he gets set back into the ring.
Uh-oh. I wouldn't be getting up if I were him. From Rollins. Oh, missed connection.
High-level ability being shown with each of these counters.
Reigns cuts him off. And the wise man, Paul Heyman, will be at ringside for a championship match tonight, just not this one.
And that's just sickening to me, Cole. Reigns had just cause for firing the wise man, and now Paul's right back with his old client. Heyman has a
pin attempt by the champion. Gets the shoulder up and one.
Frankly, he should have known that wasn't enough. Reigns laying down the gauntlet for his opponent.
Not sure if he should waste all his time hot-dogging around. Rollins got surprised there. Ooh.
Oh, my God. The champion is willing to take every risk tonight. Ooh. Kick.
Attacking the torso again, doing a little more damage.
His body. Oh, Rollins! Here comes Seth! Swingblade! Rollins.
The challenger is going for it. And the champion gets a shoulder up just before 2.
Channeling his energy to stay in this matchup.
Takedown. Put it to the cross.
And a rope for first to hold to be released.
Rollins with the wrist trapped. Revolution knee.
Turns it into a pin attempt. 2.
He did it! Rollins wins the title!
Here is your...
Bell rings and the WWE Universal title is on the line. Roman Reigns over 500 days as Universal Champion, but nobody spinning his head like his old brother-in-law, Seth Rollins.
Well, Seth freaking Rollins tore that brotherhood apart 8 years ago, and we can now see that the tribal chief never truly recovered from that night.
Well, speaking of family, the Usos have been banned from ringside, and last month, Roman fired Heyman from the bloodline. So right now, the head of the table needs to win without any allies by his side.
Even before Seth put his gear on, he came into... he could be looking for a submission here. Camel clutch! And he very quickly counters.
And now placed in the corner.
Tornado step suplex!
Amazing.
Roman certainly seems out of his comfort zone right now, guys.
Reigns and his comfort zone aren't even in the same zip code tonight, Cole. Unless he can snap out of it fast, he's going to make a mistake that Rollins will capitalize on.
Ooh. He's looking a little wobbly here, guys. That hit connects from Roman Reigns.
Oh, that is going to leave a mark.
Everything he can do to create space here.
Forearm club.
Gentlemen, for 17 months, Roman Reigns is dominating. He had special counsel and cousins to help him stay in control, to keep his cool, to concentrate on the business at hand. But now, Paul, the challenger is going for it.
Big kick out. That was a long 2 count there.
Ooh, vicious kick to the spine.
Kicks to the face. Capped off with a big one.
And with an onslaught of strikes like that, it's clear they have nothing but punishment on their mind. Lifted and completely helpless here.
Face first.
And the wise man, Paul Heyman, will be at ringside for a championship match tonight. Just not the pin for the championship. Shoulder up, and the referee ends the count.
Easy kick out there, but they'll get harder soon.
What's he doing here, Corey?
The colossal clutch.
Slipped right underneath, and just like that, he's out of the hold. Specifically targeting the leg.
Oh, ouch. Ooh, what a punch. Shutting that down with the back elbow. Clothesline.
Climbing to the top. What's he thinking?
Taking flight.
5-star frog splash.
Seth with a big move there. The title is within reach.
2.
He did it. Rollins wins the title.
premium live event kicks off with a match between two former brothers. Roman Reigns, in his record 516-day reign as Universal Champion, versus Seth Rollins, donned in the old gear that they used to wear in the Shields.
Rollins looks very comfortable in that tactical vest yet again.
But he's even more comfortable inside the head of the Tribal Chief. We haven't seen Roman with this type of look, this type of confusion in 500-plus days.
Will he get on with it already? This is a fight. He might just be stalling for time here. Gentlemen, for 17 months, Roman Reigns has dominated. He had special counsel and cousins to help him stay in control, to keep his cool, to concentrate on the business at hand. But now Paul Heyman is gone, and the Usos are barred from ringside.
Without those calming forces, cracks have started to show. Every comment Rollins has made about their past cuts deeper. Every mind game breaks Roman's spirit even further. This might be the toughest physical battle the Tribal Chief has faced. But it definitely is his toughest mental battle.
Getting back to his feet, trying to fight on, but it might be too late. Oh, driving the elbow.
These two going strike for going head-to-head, putting each other to the test. Slugging away with everything they've got.
The fight is on, and it's furious. Rollins pulling out all the stops. Oh, my God.
Crash landing.
The champ with the cover. And kicks out right after two.
At this point in the match, I'm surprised the ref hit two.
He's looking to go high risk from the top rope.
Sky high.
What a clothesline. Seth freaking Rollins has made it extremely personal with Roman Reigns. Years ago when he destroyed the Shield, and again in the lead up to this match.
And if I'm Roman, I'm taking all that aggression and ending this quickly. Go full force and incapacitate Rollins ASAP. Because the longer Reigns fights with all his rage, the more potential he has to make a tactical error.
Cuts the attack off. Even before Seth put his gear on, he came into this match with a clear-cut advantage.
You're right, Cole. 1 week ago on SmackDown, Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens defeated the Usos. As a result, Jimmy and Jay are barred from ringside.
It was an all-or-nothing move, as Rollins would have lost his title opportunity had that match gone the other way. It just proves that Seth freaking Rollins will take every freaking risk to win. Let's hope this thing doesn't get any closer to us.
Hoping's a good start, but we might be better off just backing up now. He's got to make some moves here to suffer the countout.
Oh! Dangerous knee on the button.
Reigns seems to be taking just a little bit more pleasure than he usually does as he piles on the attacks. The disdain.
And Reigns retains the title.
I'm the last guy to knock a revolution. I've led a few of those, you know. I admire revolutionaries. I respect evolutionaries. They are the lifeblood of the bloodline. So when Solo Sikoa seized the moment and became the tribal chief in Roman Reigns' absence, I didn't like it. I don't even think I respected it. But something deep down in me admired it. That took some forward thinking. I'm the chief now! Now we all know what happened when the OG bloodline, led by Roman Reigns, faced the new rogue bloodline, led by Solo Sikoa, in the War Games. But there was a discussion here while planning the WWE 2K25 showcase that has me, your wise man, admittedly a little intrigued. What if War Games was limited to only OG Bloodline, no honorary uses, versus Solo's Rogue Bloodline, no honorary uses? It's 4-on-4 Roman Reigns. The Usos, Sami Zayn, versus Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, Tongaloa, and the most dangerous new competitor WWE has ever seen, the Samoan werewolf Jacob Fatu. What happens then? This is your moment to determine who is the real Bloodline. This is your moment to determine who is the only Bloodline. This is where the Bloodline's legacy and the Bloodline's future is in your hands.
The following contest is the men's War Games match. The rules of the match are as follows. 2 teams will be contained in separate cages, with 1 member of each team starting the match. At regular intervals, alternating members from each team will be released to enter the match. The team with the advantage will be the first to have a member released into the match. Once all competitors have entered, War Games officially begins. The match can be won by pinfall or submission. Exiting the cage will result in a forfeit. And now, let the War Games begin!
The Bloodline is in chaos. This wrestling dynasty is on the brink of collapse.
This conflict goes far beyond acknowledgement, Michael. This man and the original Bloodline are fighting for their livelihood.
Introducing first, from San Francisco, California, weighing in at 242 pounds, main event, Jey Uso!
This man and the rest of the original Bloodline is under attack. The new Bloodline will do whatever it takes to wipe out the old guard.
But this man and the rest of his crew will not go down without a fight. This is a power struggle that could not be contained by a traditional 20-by-20 ring. He's ready to bring the heavy fire to the new Bloodline.
The original Bloodline was created with the wisdom of the elders, but this man and the new Bloodline are destroying what was built.
Well, this conflict was unfathomable until now. The new Bloodline is ready to hunt.
And from Sacramento, California, weighing in at 285 pounds, the Samoan werewolf, Jacob.
The new Bloodline does not live by a code. They do not act with honor. This man says the OG Bloodline will suffer the consequences of their disloyalty.
We are looking at a heavy hitter with pure malice in his eyes.
And he's looking to make his name at the expense of the old guard of the bloodline.
The OG bloodline have never faced a threat like this.
The island of relevancy is no more. The OG bloodline is fighting bloodthirsty savages who will feast on whatever they can.
There will be no hesitation in pulling the trigger, and the OGs have got to match that ferocity.
And gentlemen, it is time for Bloodline War Games. Roman Reigns, the Usos, and Sami Zayn versus Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and Jacob Fatu.
Both of these sides have a deep and abiding hatred for one another. Solo felt he was held down. His crew never called up during Roman's time as the tribal chief.
But most of the men on Roman's side were unceremoniously removed from the bloodline courtesy of Solo Sikoa. And those who weren't have faced continued attacks from the new bloodline.
And the winners tonight are very likely to be considered the true bloodline by the WWE Universe. Let's see who comes out on top tonight. Solo Sikoa, leader of the new bloodline, has called himself the head of the table, called himself tribal chief.
And when he asked the WWE Universe to acknowledge him, we're hearing more and more of the crowd agree.
Well, Solo has grown in power with big wins and title reigns, but this is his biggest test yet. If his crew can defeat Roman's, Sikoa will be everything he says he is and more.
Before War Games officially starts, what do you guys think is the key to the old school bloodline coming out on top?
Every one of these men is a proven main eventer, Michael, but that won't be enough if they can't stay on the same page.
Yeah, given how united Solo's team is, I don't think even the Mount Rushmore of WWE can handle the new bloodline.
Roman and his crew need to remember what bonded them, what made their team oozy, and work as a real team. Just one last time.
Sami Zayn grew so much as a member of the bloodline, it really gave him a sense of self-worth.
Yeah, but part of that self-worth came from defying Roman, from defeating the Usos, which begs the question, and I wish there was a better way to phrase this. Is Sami Zayn still Usi?
I think he is, Corey. Sami seems elated to be fighting alongside Jay and even Jimmy. Those are his dogs.
Saw it coming. It counters it.
Through the ring door and adding a bit of leverage to the situation.
Tossed into the trench, and he's in a dangerous position now.
What's he got in mind here?
Drives his opponent down with a Uranagi. Climbing up the wall now, and he's got... some crazy idea in mind from the looks of this.
I think tonight is going to be a breakout performance for Jacob Fatu. So much raw talent in that young man.
Every bloodline member, new and old, is a generational athlete.
What are you doing?
No way. Agility like that? Easier said than done, gentlemen.
Face first into the chair.
Mere seconds away from evening the odds in War Games.
Sending him all the way over to the next ring. Tonga Loa now entering the fray of Bloodline War Games.
Oh, look at this. 8 men in this war, but one seems to be fighting his own internal battle. That man, Jimmy Uso.
He's currently on Team Roman, but this might be an instance of the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Well, Jimmy had clashes with Roman. He went to war with his brother Jay, but the men who put Jimmy on the shelf for months stand across the ring. Jimmy's out for every member of Solo Squad tonight, and he'll deal with the rest of his fractured family later.
Crashing down like that, having the wind knocked out of you, never a good time for that to happen. Stunts and repeated impacts like that will weaken you mentally as much as it does physically.
OG Bloodline leader Roman Reigns has so much on the line in this one, guys.
Zayn exposed here.
Never back up over there, guys.
And Jacob Fatu get enough of it.
Beautiful senton.
Sammy's scheme sure helping him out there.
Yeah,
shaken after that.
Here's the buzzer, and Jimmy Uso is looking for revenge against the new bloodline in War Games. Oh, come on. You already have the advantage. You need to bring that into the ring, too.
That'll be a bit tough for Jay to stand up against this team. Some close allies, but some enemies he's yet to forgive.
We've seen the wars that Jay has waged with his cousin Roman, with his brother Jimmy, but he needs to put that aside tonight.
And Jay has the title wins and big victories that earned him the main event moniker. But if he's the one to put away the new bloodline, he will truly be the main event of War Games. Old bloodline, new bloodline, both sides engaging in a brutal battle.
Every one of these men is fighting with every fiber in their being to be considered the true bloodline.
Comes down across the head with the axe handle. This is just turning into a savage display of violence.
From the top.
He's setting this table up, and guys, someone's about to have a really bad night. Oh, man, that'll bend your arm. And with his coming entrance, the teams will officially be evened up.
Tonga looking to get wild inside War Games alongside his bloodline.
Now scaling the War Game structure. This is not going to end well. Flying! Carrying the opposition. What's the thought here? Numbers about to be even, but not before he brings it set up for a second time.
Terrible position for Jimmy.
If there's one man here with the most to prove, it's got to be Tonga Loa.
We've often seen that the man with the most to prove ends up being the difference maker in War Games.
Many folks say Tonga Loa is just a foot soldier for Solo. But let's not forget, this man is the son of Haku. Just like his father, Tonga Loa truly excels in a brawl. And there is no bigger brawl than War Games. Tonga Loa looking evasive.
Close fists and a save with a big boot.
They have this wrapped up.
Just take a look at the WWE Universe. They know there is no better.
He's standing tall on top of the cage now.
And into the turnbuckle he goes.
And there was some force on that one.
Whoa! Turn that kendo stick into a lawn dart.
Timer's almost up. This next entry gives their team the advantage inside the cage. And he's about to do it. He's about to do it again.
DDT.
Jimmy with a cause for alarm.
And the WWE Universe continues to remain on their feet. They know they are witnessing something special here.
The table. Devastating.
That cannot be what the table is. Enters the ring and is diving headfirst into the chaos of this match.
Wrists captured. Nasty.
And Tonga Loa close things out.
And his corner might be a bigger target now.
And the Felix I can get out of that one.
Roman Reigns in an unusual spot here, extremely vulnerable.
Driving down with the sledgehammer. He got dodged just in time. Look at this. Jacob is holding in.
Sending with a big boot. Crucial moment for Tonga Loa.
The Tongan twist.
Top spin.
Meanwhile, it's Jimmy.
Jacob thought you've got a problem here.
We're seconds away from these teams being at even strength.
Strong kick. And now the new tribal chief, Solo Sikoa. Uso.
Splash. Jacob thought you've got a problem here.
And he's got a seeing star right on now.
Either stars or he's seeing double. The new bloodline has fallen.
Here are your winners, Roman Reigns, Jimmy J. Uso, and Sami Zayn, the Bloodline.
Unbelievable. Roman's original bloodline crew found a way to work together and reestablish their dominance.
You may not know who your brother or enemy is by their last name, but when you're in battle, look to your left, look to your right. That's family. And this...
Okay, a little bit out of character for your wise man, but that was a little bit difficult for me to watch. Seeing this family splinter into two groups, fighting against each other, it breaks my dark heart. But they're all grown men, and you settled the issue. Now let's give Solo credit. Forming Team Solo was, of course, his usual backup of Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, the sons of Haku, feared as one of the baddest men to ever walk planet Earth. Along with them, the Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu, son of Tama, also known as TK All Day, the Tonga Kid, another fearsome competitor from WWE's golden era. But did you know that Haku and Tama once comprised one of WWE's most impressive tag teams? Haku had been considered family by the Dynasty for years on end, and his teaming with Tama, brother of Rikishi, solidified this for eternity. The Islanders were a formidable test for any tag team in WWE in the late 1980s, competing against teams like the Hart Foundation and the British Bulldogs. Initially fan favorites, the two would embrace a more hard-nosed approach and even teamed up with WWE Hall of Famer Bobby the Brain Heenan, finding even more success. The team flawlessly merged aerial excellence, martial arts mastery, and some good old-fashioned Islander grit. Perhaps their most infamous moment saw them actually dog-nap Matilda, mascot of the British Bulldogs, showing that they were willing to do literally anything to throw opponents off their game. Both men are still revered today as two of the real legit tough guys in the industry, names that instill fear simply upon mention, and they absolutely taught their children well. Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa both love to slowly brutalize an opponent in the traditional Haku style, while Jacob Fatu hurls his body at opponents from all angles with reckless abandon, much like Islander Tama in his TK All Day heyday. For their inclusion in the 2K25 showcase, we find the Islanders in a dream match, taking on another team that has mastered the air, ground fighting, and has their own brand of swag that keeps opponents guessing at all times. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about the Street Profits. Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins have put together one hell of a run in WWE, and the perennial tag team champions are going to find themselves in an unfamiliar setting, taking on Haku and Tama in a best 2 out of 3 falls match. Anyone can sneak a win out, but Haku and Tama often competed in this type of match to fully demonstrate the superiority to their opponents. And you can bet that they're out to do the same thing to Angelo and Tez. So get out there and showcase the tag team mastery that the Islanders used to terrorize their opponents. Lift your party cups and take one last sip for the Street Profits. And don't worry, no one will hold you responsible for the damage you and the Islanders caused them, because I assure you, the Islanders can handle the smoke.
It is time for the Street Profits to get themselves some of the Islanders.
Well, with all due respect to the smoke and the party cups, but AD and Tez need to up their game. This could be the Profits' night, but it's not going to be easy.
The Profits possess tremendous athleticism, but so do the Islanders. And let's not forget, the Islanders have Bobby Heenan in their corner.
The following contest is a 2 out of 3 falls match. Making their way to the ring at a combined weight of 492 pounds, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins, the Street Profits.
The Islanders are known for innovative double-team offense, but they're looking to do more than just beat the Profits.
Well, under the Brains' incomparable tutelage, the Islanders have become smarter and more brutal.
Tez and Dawkins better have their third eye open and their heads on a swivel.
I expect to see expert-level tag teamwork from both the Profits and the Islanders, with supreme athleticism from all 4 competitors.
What this match could boil down to, guys, is which team picks up the first pinfall.
It's not going to take long for chaos to rule. The Profits and the Islanders are ready to see who is the best tag team on Earth.
The Street Profits had better be ready for what's coming.
Tez and Dawkins have to be ready to deal with any shortcut the Islanders can find.
Their opponents